My name is Mike Jimenez, and this is the Acquired Taste. Hope everyone's having an amazing day. It is Tuesday here in San Antonio, Texas, in South Texas. Again, hope everyone is safe out there, enjoying the work week so far. It's lunchtime, right? But some of you all watch this in the afternoon. Some of you watch this in the evenings. Whenever you're watching this, I want to say thank you for being part of this show. I want to say thank you for supporting the Acquired Taste and the Acquired Taste Network. We officially become a network on Sunday because our second show is about to premiere, The Fantasy Gods with Brandon, Big Poppy, Medina. Will get going on Sunday. Thank you to our new sponsors, Mudslingers Drive-Thru Coffee, Mad Pecker Brewery, Bear County Social Apparel. We're going to get going on Sunday to help you out when it comes to all your fantasy football needs, who to draft, who to bench, all of that stuff. And we're going to actually have an Acquired Taste / Fantasy Gods Fantasy League that you can take part in as well. We're going to have the draft in a few weeks over at Mad Pecker Brewery. Joe Garcia producing today's show. What's going on, Joe?
Nothing, man. We're happy to go ahead and bring this show to the people. And we got some announcements to make because the podcast is now featured on other platforms.
That is true. That is true. So you know that we're live on YouTube. And those of you, Daniel Castro, welcome to the show. The first one to make a comment. If you subscribe to us on YouTube, you can leave a comment and we see them and read them in real time. But other people watch us on Twitter, for example. Yesterday, we had about 275 people watch us on Twitter. We had over 100 people watch us on Facebook. We had people watch us on YouTube, and people are subscribing to us on Spotify. We're also new to Apple Podcasts. And then yesterday, you added a new platform, which was...
Now we can you can catch the Acquired Taste on the iHeartRadio platform.
iHeartRadio. We're growing, and it's a lot of different places that people consume this particular show. I also created a Facebook page. Now, I did this a few weeks ago, but now I'm going to be dedicated to it. It is called the MJ Acquired Taste Facebook page. And basically you go on there and I'm going to leave kind of like a few videos per day, basically the best of the day.
Yeah.
Right. The best of what happened in the day. Yesterday, Carolina Teague, CT, my girl, asking me what me and my wife got the last time we went to Adult Video Megaplex. She was trying to snoop in hard, and she was so slick in asking that question. The reason why we went down that rabbit hole was because Paul Rubens, a.k.a. Pee Wee Herman, had died, and the announcement was made during our show yesterday. But she was so slick, trying to sneak that in there.
Trying to be nosy.
Exactly. But again, so you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Again, a personalized page, MJ Acquired Taste on Facebook, iHeartRadio, iHeart apps, rather, Yahoo. What am I talking about here?
Amazon Music,
Apple
Podcast,
Spotify.
Yeah, we're basically
We're
right
everywhere.
now on all major podcasting platforms, and we're growing.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it, man. We have a big show today. No guests today, but we'll get guests going on later on this week. In fact, on Thursday, we're going to have Rhonda DiMartino, poker professional player here in San Antonio, Texas. She is big over at Rounders Card Club, big over at SA Card House. She plays for big money. And I've wanted her on the show for so long. Reached out to her again yesterday saying, just want to make sure 12:30 on Thursday, we're going to make this happen. And I had to like let her know it's going to be a good show. We're going to have fun. Okay,
we are.
There's no gotcha questions. We're here to have a good time out there. And I want her to explain to us how she got into poker. How does she win money? Is she aggressive? Is she passive when it comes to things? How does she do what she does?
I want to know how she reads people.
That's it.
You know?
That's it. Is it the cards? Is it the reading of people?
Yeah.
Is it the betting pattern? What are you looking at? Give us your secrets. Yeah. So again, Rhonda DiMartino will be on again Thursday at 12:30. Tomorrow, we're going to have Moneybags himself, Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 will be on. Obviously, we'll be talking about the Spurs, probably some nerdy stuff along the way. Big show today. We're going to get a first look at Victor Wembanyama as a video game character. Cannot wait to show you that. Disappointing day in a way for the U.S. women's national team at the World Cup. They still advanced, though. Today is the trade deadline in Major League Baseball. Yes, we're talking baseball today. Rangers making some moves this week. The Spurs reportedly have a new stadium sponsor. It kind of dovetails into the conversation that Joe confesses to loving a particular chick flick. And I asked this question on Twitter. Which chick flick is acceptable to you fellas out there, right? And we'll let you know how this kind of relates to the Spurs in a way, at least in my mind. and a pop star that I love just gave out some 6-figure bonuses to some employees. Gotta love this person. Gotta love this person. Again, it's a big show. You can actually reach out to us again on our chat line over here on YouTube. Thank you for subscribing. And while you are on our YouTube page, don't forget to like and subscribe. We are so close to monetizing the show on YouTube. So close. I think that we're going to jump over that by Tuesday of next week, maybe even Monday if we have a big way to end this week. But Tuesday of next week, we should be able to monetize this show on YouTube. And it's all because of the people who watch this show. It's all because of our sponsors out there. Thank you so much for keeping us in business. Thank you so much for being part of this show.
Yeah, and get quick shout outs here to, the people that are commenting here. We have Alonso Alvarado, Bones, Chris M, Chris Gonzalez, Tim Gonzalez,
Chris Leja.
Chris Leja, David Outwater. We appreciate every single one of you guys. So thank you for interacting with us. You all make the show go.
Yeah, and we're part of your lives and you're part of our lives. I mean, that is basically it, and Tim Gonzalez reaching out to us on YouTube saying college football starts in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it does.
That is true. That is true. And that means that the official start of betting season begins as well. So I'm glad that Brandon Medina will be part of this network because, he loves talking about parlays. Now, he's the kind of guy that likes the 8 and 10 team parlays. He wants to hit that big money. I'm over here with like 3-team parlays, hoping to hit it. And he looks at me and just scoffs. He's like, 3-team parlay, come on. Go for it all, man. Try to take $10 and turn it into 10,000. That's what he wants us to do. But again, we're going for about an hour and 15 minutes today. People reaching out saying shout out to Katie Goodman. Katie Goodman is in Australia right now, shadowing FS1. And one of the reasons why she's out there, not only because she's a badass and good at what she does, but also because our listeners came together to help pay for her passport to be expedited.
Yeah, they made it happen. Hey, and she had a video, I don't know if y'all saw it on Twitter, where she's in the stadium last night watching the women go up against Portugal, and they had a fire alarm. So the fire alarm's going off, and they're asking the patrons, the fans, to go ahead and leave and exit the stadium, and nobody's listening. Nobody's paying attention.
Yeah, if you don't see the smoke or you don't see the fire, just do what you do. But it's so nice to see Katie Goodman out there on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, just kind of chronicling what she's doing out there.
Yeah,
and the shoulders that she gets to rub with over there, because you see the photos that she has with other people, other sports anchors, other announcers out there. It's a dream come true for her. And this is an opportunity for her to advance to bigger and better things. This is a platform for her. And I'm so glad that the listeners of the Acquired Taste Network, Acquired Taste Podcast, were able to come together and pitch in $10, $15, $20 to get her this passport, because she didn't ask for it. She didn't beg for it, but it was just a conversation that we had. And she was like, wow, I have this opportunity, but it's so expensive to go. And I was like, let's see if we can offset some of that.
Yeah.
And the reaction that we got, genuine appreciation for you, for me, and for our listeners out there. Thank you for taking part in that. And now we get to see and live vicariously through Katie Goodman on Instagram, on Twitter, to see what she's doing out there in Australia. She's such a good person.
Yeah, I got no doubt we're going to see her on TV somewhere one day.
Yeah, she does some stuff for Houston Dynamo. She does things for San Antonio FC, for UIW Sports, but she's got bigger things.
She got that star power.
She does. She's really good. She really is. And she works exceptionally hard.
And she's super sweet. She's super nice, man.
She is, man. And speaking of people who work hard, Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs, Cans 5. Don't forget to subscribe to him on Spotify and follow him on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone, on Threads at Jeff G Cans 5 SA. Jeff Garcia, not only one of my best friends out there, but he's also a lead writer for Spurs coverage when it comes to Cans 5. Now, right now, Locked On Spurs, which is typically a Monday through Friday type of thing, is now a Monday, Wednesday, Friday podcast right now, simply because the season hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
Right. So it's about 3 days a week right now. It's going to pick back up to that 5 days a week thing when the season starts, when preseason starts.
Probably September.
So he's got a little bit of a break,
a
little bit of a summer break. But Jeff Garcia, we love to call him Moneybags.
Yeah,
we love him here.
Yeah, we
got to show that. We got to show his photo. There he is. Top hat and everything. Piles of cash. Jeff Garcia, my man. Again, I follow him on Spotify. I follow him on YouTube. And that's the best part about Locked On Spurs, is that just like this show, You can consume it just with the audio, or you can go onto YouTube, subscribe to his channel, again, Locked On Spurs, and you can actually watch us do the interviews. I'm scheduled to be on tonight, so that's going to be for tomorrow's show. But I'm going to be on tonight, and it's going to be a fun time. Obviously, we're talking about Spurs and what we're expecting of this team. But Locked On Spurs, Ken's 5. Don't forget to subscribe. Jeff Garcia, Locked On Spurs. Now, one of the things about the Spurs is that we're all excited about Victor Wembanyama, right? The Spurs miraculously won the draft lottery back in June. Miraculously won it, right? I don't know if that was in May or June. The draft was in June. The lottery was in May. So we got that victory right there. 14% chance, and it happened, right? And ever since Wemby was picked by the Spurs, the haters have come out. Rocket fan, Lakers fan. The haters have come out in Olden Polynice and Tim Hardaway and all of these players who come out and say that Wemby is not going to be a star right away. It's going to be a long learning curve for Victor Wembanyama. And that is all just sour grapes, man. That is all just haterade, jealousy. Call it what you will, because they wish they had our guy.
If Wemby had been selected on their team, they'd be praising him right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But again, Wemby had a bad showing in his first day at the Summer League in Las Vegas, which was 24 hours removed from him being in that Britney Spears situation. But he balled out in the second game and showed what he can do. The Spurs shut him down. So we're waiting for him to come back around. He said, I'm going to get away from the media, just go work out, lift weights, and I'll be back in over a month, right around a month or so. So I'm assuming somewhere this time next month, beginning of September, I would imagine that he would emerge back into the public eye.
Yeah, more than likely, he's probably going to wind up getting a place out in Southtown somewhere. No, I'm serious. That's where a lot of the younger Spurs, they all live in the Southtown area.
Maybe the Pearl area. One of the condos out there.
Exactly.
Got to get some security big time in there. Got to have some vaulted ceilings for our man, Victor Wembanyama. But the thing is that we don't know where he's going to live yet, but we do know that he's going to live inside of NBA 2k 24. Because we are now getting released today the first images of what Victor Wembanyama looks like as a video game character. And here he is. What a beautiful man. Look at that. 7'3.5" of glory right there in video game form.
And they got another shot of him right there.
This is so cool. This is so cool.
It looks really good.
The ratings haven't been released yet.
No,
apparently that won't be done until sometime in September. But the rumor is that Victor Wembanyama will be the highest rated rookie ever in NBA 2K history. And they're asking the question, this video game company asking the question, what are his stats going to look like this year? And I mentioned this a little bit yesterday, but I think that the Wemby that we're going to see before the rodeo road trip and after the rodeo road trip will be two different players. I think he's going to average around 14, 15 points per game the first half of the season, and I bet you he averages 22 points per game the second half and average it out to be around 17 points per game. That's what I see him doing, 17 and a half. I see him getting about 9 rebounds, 10 rebounds, and I see Victor Wembanyama leading the league year one in blocks, to the point that I would go as far as to say I believe Victor Wembanyama will make an all-defensive team his rookie season.
I think he will too. I think he's also going to lead the league in not only blocks, but I think he's going to lead the league in rebounds as well.
Maybe not year one. I can see it happening at some point. It depends on whether or not he plays on the blocks a lot. He has such wide range of motion.
It's that length.
He has that length out there, the wingspan. Victor Wembanyama is super exciting. Today I had breakfast with somebody from Seattle, and I was asking him if he's excited about Victor Wembanyama, and he goes, I really don't know much about Wemby because I follow the NBA and I like watching the NBA, but I just hear all this hype, and I'm showing him highlights. We're at this restaurant. I'm showing him highlights. And of course I had to show the one where it was the putback on the 3-point attempt where he missed and he went back up there. He got his own rebound and dunked it in one motion. And he looked at me and he goes, that guy exists? I'm like, yeah, he's like a video game character, and literally is now a video game on NBA 2K 24. So it looks so great out there. And you know what this got me thinking? This got me thinking about Video games in the past. Growing up, this is the nostalgic part of sports pop culture nostalgia. My favorite video game growing up was a game called Double Dribble.
Oh, I remember that.
It had 4 teams, right?
Yeah.
It had Boston, New York, LA, and Chicago. It was the Boston Frogs and like the, I don't know, the LA Breakers. It was like some take on the Lakers, right? And I loved that game. But think about like how that game looked visually compared to this. And I know the cartoon Family Guy made fun of Double Dribble because there was a glitch in the system where you could make a 3-pointer if you just ran out of bounds and you were in the corner of the screen, and you can do like a 360, 720, 1080, and you can fling the ball up in the air and it would always go in. It was a cheating code like Bo Jackson and Tecmo Bowl. It was a cheating code to video games. And Double Dribble, though, was so much fun because you would drive in and you'd go for the dunk, and then suddenly it would go from a video game to like this animated
Like a
dunk
cutscene.
sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so much fun, man. So much fun.
I think that was came out on the Nintendo way back when.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
on Nintendo. People already reaching out to us. Dale Castro saying arch rivals, Jordan versus Bird.
Oh, yeah, man.
That was a good one as well. Jonathan C asking the question, y'all remember NBA Jam?
Oh, man.
From another area code. Daniel Castro saying David Robinson's Fast Break on Sega Genesis. That is the thing, man. I went to Diversions, the arcade on San Pedro, just outside of 410.
I remember that.
Dude, they have NBA Showtime, the 2000 version, where you can play either Tim Duncan, David Robinson, or Sean Elliott.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah, I was playing the Twin Towers. It was pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. NBA Jams, according to Tim Gonzalez, is his jam right there. I love NBA Jams. Dude, this was so much fun, but Double Dribble back in the day, what a fun game when it comes to basketball. Don't get me wrong, I liked all the other ones. Boom, shakalaka, and all that crap, right? I liked all that, but Double Dribble was the one where I was at home, not allowed to watch movies unless it was a John Hughes movie or Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure, right? And then I'd play these video games. I'd go to my best friend Joseph's house or my best friend Richard's house, and we'd go over there and we'd play these games, or we'd all come together for a 3-person, type of thing going on where we'd all hang out and play video games together. Slumber party. That's what I was looking for there. But we'd have so much fun doing that. And Double Dribble was such a big part of that. And now you look at NBA 2K24 and it is so realistic. You see that now with Madden, the new versions of Madden. Video games have gotten to be so prolific in what they do that it's just out of this world.
Yeah, there's big money in it now.
There is big money. Did you know that Rob Thompson from San Antonio Sports Star was the voice of EA Sports?
No,
EA
really?
Sports, it's in the game.
That was him?
The original one was Rob Thompson. Yeah.
I knew he used to do something with Activision or something like that.
Yeah, he has that baritone voice, man. I love Rob Thompson's voice. Absolutely amazing. But again, the new NBA 2K24 comes out. Victor Wembanyama looking like the stud that he is. Reportedly going to be the highest rated rookie ever in that game's history. I'm assuming it's like the NFL where they go, 1 to 100?
Yeah.
Probably going to be around an 88, 89, somewhere around there.
I think he's gonna be flirting near that 90s.
Yeah, get higher than Zion Williamson when he was a rookie. That's what I want to see. Now, what I don't want to see is what happened today at the World Cup. We were talking about Katie Goodman earlier. The U.S. women's national team had a disappointing day down under. They still advanced out of Group E, but it was a 0-0 draw to Portugal. They're now going to the round of 16, but they're not looking good. They had 1 win and 2 draws in this particular Group E. What did you see out there, Joe?
It was just very uninspiring soccer, man. They just played very sloppy. There was no real creativity. It was just a hard game to watch. It was horrible, And the thing is that near the waning minutes, at the end of regulation, Portugal got close to upsetting the United States. Thank God the ball hit the goalpost.
That's right.
Because it was just a few more inches to the right, it would have been going in.
And then they're going home.
Exactly. United States is going home. So they got a little bit of luck on their side. But the thing is with the women's team is that they're trying to three-peat. which is really hard to do.
It is.
They would probably, I think they would be the first to ever three-peat, in the World Cup. And they just don't look like Team USA. They haven't looked sharp. They've just looked sloppy. And I don't know, man. It's just a different team. I don't know. Maybe some of the athletes are aging a little bit, or what really is going on there, but they do not look like the women's team of old.
You use the word uninspired, and
Yeah.
everywhere I go to, that's the exact word that people are using, that it's uninspired.
There's no urgency. It's like,
And think about that. They were inches away, literally inches away of being knocked out of the tournament, and their ass is at the airport coming home.
Yeah.
Right. So now they go to the round of 16. And because they were not first in their group, they have to have a higher mountain to climb because they got to beat the number one of another group. Right.
Yeah. They got to play Japan too, I believe.
Yeah. And Japan's no slouch when it comes to women's soccer.
Not at all.
And it's interesting because how can you be uninspired going into a World Cup? Because this is why you play what you play. I mean, this is like the mountaintop.
Yeah.
And to be uninspired is weird. Now, it's not to say that they can't turn it around. They are now in a single elimination, I'm assuming at this point. They can turn it around if they want to. I don't know exactly how the second stage works, so correct me if I'm wrong when it comes to that. Chris Gonzalez reaches out. Very good point. Saying that the women's national team has not been the same since Mallory Swanson went down. Chris Gonzalez making a very good point when it comes to it all. Mike Baez reaching out from Bear County Social Apparel saying, love you all. We love you too, my man. Thank you so much for being part of this show and also part of the Fantasy Gods. Bear County Social Apparel will be one of the sponsors of the Fantasy Gods beginning on August 6th, which is this Sunday. Brandon's excited already, man.
I bet.
Brandon is super excited. Hey, big shout out to one of our other sponsors, Serenity Manor, which is an events venue on Old Bandera Road across from Floor's Country Store. Serenity Manor, I love going out there. The next time they have a karaoke night, which is not going to be this Thursday, but it's going to be next Thursday, I want to go. Jason Garcia, one of our listeners, asked the question on YouTube the other day, was I able to go out last week? And I wasn't able to, but I'm going to make the attempt next Thursday to go out to Serenity Manor to go check out the karaoke out there. Serenity Manor is a social events venue. It is a historic building over 100 years old. It is on Old Bandera Road. It's diagonal, catty corner to Floor's Country Store. And there you can have baby showers, bridal showers, quinceañeras, sweet 16s, corporate events, weddings. There's an indoor and outdoor venue when it comes to it. It's a very, very beautiful place. It's very historic. The outdoor area, I know it's hot, right? It's hot right now.
Yeah, it is.
But, you can do things outside, and especially if you're planning for something in the fall or the spring where it's beautiful and you want to be close to San Antonio, but still get that hill country vibe because there's nothing behind them, right? It looks beautiful. It's a beautiful view out there. Now, inside, they have a bar that serves beer, wine, and margaritas. So after the concerts at Floors, you can go over there, grab a beer, get away from the crowd, check out the place, check out the venue. Or on Thursday nights, they have game nights. I think this Thursday, they're going to have a game night, trivia night. And then next Thursday, they'll have karaoke. It's a family-oriented type of place. You don't have to worry about whether or not it's dangerous or people getting fall over drunk. It's not that type of place. It's a very chill place to go hang out. It's a beautiful place. It's, Helotes is wonderful. I used to live in Helotes. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, it's just very family-oriented. They have a really nice outdoor area if you want to go ahead and have a family get-together, quince or whatever in the evening, when it's not so hot.
Yeah.
With all the lights and stuff in the back. And they have a dance floor. They even have looks like a volleyball
the sand volleyball in
out
the back.
there. Yeah, so
yeah,
nice setup.
They've shown videos to us of concert performances. They had a jazz band do a performance out there. So it's a high school jazz band that performed out there, and they made it like their concert venue. And then everyone went inside for refreshments. It's a very interesting place out there. I really do enjoy it. But we'll be back out there next Thursday. Joe, I don't know. We're going to have to convince some people to go out there and sing a song or two. I got to come up with another song.
Maybe you get CT to sing with you.
CT, I think, would like the alcohol first. Okay. This is beer and wine. Okay. But again, they're going to have a market day on the 19th and 20th. Go check that out over at Serenity Manor. Oh my God. Jonathan C. already causing crap, starting crap online, saying Netherlands will win it all.
Hey, he's not wrong there, man.
He might not be wrong. He might not be wrong.
Netherlands, they looking real good.
Yeah,
dude.
Netherlands in the same group as Team USA, U.S. women's national team, and no.
The Netherlands, they bodied the United States women's team, man. They put it to them, dude. They took it to them.
Mike Baez of Bear County Social Apparel saying, we're stoked. Thank you for having us. No, thank you, sir. You're keeping us in business, my man. I appreciate that. And part of the whole sponsorship. So those of you who are listening right now, asking the question, what am I willing to do as a sponsor? Basically everything. Backflips, okay? I would love to go to your establishment and do a commercial out there for you, for Twitter, for Threads, for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it takes to get business going in your direction. I'm not asking for, and Joe's not asking for a sponsorship so that you just simply keep us going. We need to keep you guys going too. Tell us what you need from us so that we're making you guys money.
Yeah, it's
that
not
we're
really
bringing people to you.
Yeah, it's not really a sponsorship. It's more of a partnership, you know?
Exactly what it is.
We work together. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Hey, tonight's the trade deadline in Major League Baseball. Ding, 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 ding. I'm talking about baseball. I'm talking about baseball. Everyone who's giving me crap online. Jimenez never talks about baseball. You know why I'm talking about baseball? It's because it's August 1, and baseball now matters. Everything that has happened between April 4th and July 31st means nothing to me. Baseball, 162 game season. Dude, just wake me up when there's 55 games to go. And guess what? For the Astros, 55 games to go. Rangers got 56. Now check this out. Rangers right now, 60-46 on the season. Half game ahead of the Houston Astros atop the AL West. But the Rangers have lost 7 out of 10, have looked like trash the past couple of weeks. Meantime, not only are the Astros playing better, but the Angels are finding a rhythm, winning 7 of their last 10, catching up now within 5 games. Final stretch along the way, but the Rangers made some moves. They brought in pitching ace Max Scherzer as part of a deal this past weekend. So they're buyers right now. You know, at this point in the season, the buyers are trying to make a move. The sellers are trying to get rid of their star players, and the Rangers got Max Scherzer, very good player. Okay, past his prime perhaps, but that is the veteran experience that you would want to go. The Rangers have some good pitching. They have some solid hitters. They've got some good young players out there. 56 games to go. Now I'll pay attention. Now you can bug me about, hey, did you watch the Rangers game? Because I'm not going to watch a random game in May. Just not going to happen. Jonathan C. reaching out and says, we need Corey Seager back. Let's go Rangers. I want to go to a Rangers game in the next few weeks or so. My wife's best friend lives in Arlington. It is so close to where the Cowboys play and where the Rangers play that I'm trying to like convince her, like, hey, babe, let's go watch the Rangers. I mean, let's go see your friends, you know, and I'm trying to kind of coax her into that. But again, the Rangers making some moves this past weekend. 6 p.m. is the trade deadline. I'm sure you're going to see a flurry of activity this afternoon when it comes to it all. Looking forward to it all.
Hey, my Boston Red Sox are still in the wild card race, man.
They are in the wild card race, but the interesting thing about it is, who would have thought the Baltimore Orioles would be in first place? Tampa Bay Rays right now, a game and a half behind. The Rays right now, I mean, what did they start off, like 21-0?
Yeah, now they're 65.
65-44. Essentially, they've been a 500 team since they started off at a historic pace to start the year.
Yeah.
I don't think they went to 20. They were like 19-0 at some point. Somewhere around there. They were like 25-2 at one point.
They were pretty bad. They were on life support.
And since then, 500 team. Since then, 500 team. Right now, the Minnesota Twins are atop the AL Central, 1 game ahead of the Cleveland Guardians. It's still hard for me to say Guardians. Again, Rangers, half a game ahead of the Astros right now. In the National League, the Braves, they've already signed, sealed, and delivered it, man. 11-game lead over the Phillies. An 11-game lead? Goodness, man. They can fall asleep and back their way into
that. It's surprising to me, though, that the Houston Astros are still in the American League wild card. They're in that team.
They are.
They're in that list of teams in the AL wild card race,
and
along with Boston.
NL Central, though, the Reds are the surprise team.
Yeah.
No one saw this one coming. Reds right now, winners of 7 of 10 games, 10 games over 500, and they're only a game and a half over the Brewers right now. And in the NL West, Three teams fighting for it. You got the Dodgers, the Giants, and the Diamondbacks. Only 3.5 games separate those three teams. And the thing about it is, all three of those teams are slumping right now. No one wants it. Absolutely no one wants it in that division, at least as of now.
Yeah, one of my friends, or a friend of the show, Rudy Campos Jr., he's big fan of the San Francisco Giants. And look, NL wildcard teams, San Francisco Giants. They're at 58-49. They're a full game in front of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll have a better season. Maybe they'll make it to the wild card.
You know who's making the playoffs this year? San Antonio Missions.
Oh, man.
They clinched the first half division, so they're going to be in the playoffs at some point this summer.
The Missions, they always do that, though, man. They're like a really good ball club, even though they might have a little slump here and there during the regular season. They always find a way to be there in the end.
Yeah.
And
it's so much fun over there. I'm looking forward to them having a new stadium, though, when that does happen downtown. I'm saying when, not if. When that happens downtown.
Yeah, that stadium's, it's small and it's old, man. Really old.
It's been around for a while. Nelson Wolf not liking the idea. I mean, the AT&T Center was all his thing. This stadium was named after him. They're not going to name the new facility after him. I think that this is somebody who's a little bit hurt.
You talk about the dumbest moves that you can ever make as a councilman or somebody of
county
influence.
Judge, yeah.
Separating these venues, taking them away from downtown, one of the dumbest moves you could have ever done.
Well, that's the thing, is that I keep hearing that it was the Spurs' decision to go do that.
They were forced to do that.
Because the idea was that they were going to build something on the east side, and we know they're not going to. People reach out to us all the time and say, well, there's some development going on the east side, but it's not happening there. It's not happening on East Houston Street, where across the street you've got a Big Red facility, and then you've got a golf course, and then you've got the Freeman Coliseum next door to it. There's just nowhere to build out there. And it's so boring going to Spurs games. Like, I'll go for the game itself, don't get me wrong, but you can't eat on the way over there, and you can't do anything on the way out. You have to go downtown or Southtown or some other place to make that happen. I completely hate it.
Look at this comment. This is funny, dude. Jonathan C. says, Mike, go to the Rangers game and buy the boomstick, the 3-foot-long hot dog.
Oh, that's gross. That's gross on so many levels, man.
Hey, that's not as bad as the Juarez dog, dude. They have a minor league baseball team. I think it's over there in El Paso or something.
Yeah.
And they have something called the Juarez dog. It's a hot dog, and they smother it with freaking beans and everything, man. And they put cheese on it, onions and whatnot. I mean, it's disgusting.
Now,
dude.
let me ask you this. Why is it? This is one thing I do appreciate about the AT&T Center. At least the food selection there is decent. You have La Gloria that was down there.
Hey, man, that La Gloria is my favorite place over there.
You have Whataburger. There's a Pizza Hut. Like, you can go to the Spurs game and eat fine. Why do baseball games and baseball stadiums try to make you sick? Why are they serving ice cream? Like, I went to a baseball game. I went to a Yankees game one time, and I asked for an ice cream, and I thought I was going to get like a cone, and they gave me basically a gallon of Bluebell. What the hell am I going to do with that, right? What am I going to do with that? I've gone to games at the Superdome to go see the Saints play, and I go every year. And when I go over there, in the stands, they sell, shrimp pasta.
What?
They sell jambalaya. They sell, all this Creole food over there, crawfish and all of this stuff. They sell real food, alligator bites, like real alligator,
deep fried gator.
Yeah. And don't be wrong, they have hot dogs and all that stuff, but no one's at the hot dog stand. Everyone is there trying to get some of this Creole food, fried chicken and things like that. It's great. And it's funny because I have a lot of Cowboy fan friends who tell me, oh my goodness, you got to go to AT&T Stadium, go to Jerry World, and there's no home field advantage for the Cowboys there because it's a big old cavern. But on top of that, it's so expensive to be a Cowboy fan. You're wearing Cowboy gear right now. You have a Cowboy shirt on. You have a Cowboys cap on. You decide that you want to take one of your kids or you want to take your wife to a Cowboy game. What is it going to cost you?
To be in, not even seats.
Okay, go parking first. Seats.
Parking is going to run you about $100.
Okay.
Easy, because you're in Jerry World. Then you want to go ahead and you want to say you want to be in the party zone, the party area. Kind of like the HEB fan zone here.
Right.
Standing room only. That's about $100.
Standing room only.
Depending on who you're playing. Ticket prices will fluctuate, but if you want to see a good team play, the Cowboys, and you just want to be there for the atmosphere, ticket's going to run you about $100. Now, if you want to sit your butt in a seat, and you're talking nosebleed,
how about to enjoy the game? I'm not saying that you have to be, 35, 40-yard line, second row, but I mean,
just to sit down somewhere
and enjoy the game.
$200-$300.
Okay, so you're talking about $200 or $300 per person. That's $500. Let's call it $500 for two. $100 for parking. That's $600. $600 just to go to a Cowboy game. It is stupid expensive to be a
Cowboys fan. That's not including food or beer.
Right. I go to games in New Orleans at the Superdome to go watch the New Orleans Saints. And don't get me wrong, there's some games that are more expensive than others. If you're going to watch Tom Brady play when he was with the Buccaneers, it was more expensive. But let's say they were going to play a regular game. I saw them play the Giants, for example. And you're giving me $500 or $600, Joe, for an average game. If they play the Eagles, they play the Chiefs, you're over $1,000 in, right?
Man, I can't stand Eagles, and I hate the Eagles fans. I call them la pinche lechuzas cagadas, dude. Hey, kiss my ass.
Okay, so the thing about it is that I take my daughter to a Saints game every year, right? You know how much parking is?
How much?
There's no cost for parking because there's no parking lot that I know of over there. I park at a parking lot, right? Like a parking lot in the streets. I'm going to say that it's probably about $15 for the day.
Damn, maybe dude, that's cheap.
Maybe $20 for the day. I walk my happy ass inside the Superdome, which, by the way, is actually downtown, right? And I'm sure they have a parking lot, but most people get in from the downtown area, like Canal Street. They get in from the French Quarter area. You go inside there. It's not like it's like AT&T Stadium, massive parking lot, kind of like the Alamo Dome, massive parking lot. The Superdome is actually built right next to all the buildings. You can just walk in, and they have a party atmosphere in there. Dude, I can get tickets to a Saints game for $40 or $50, like good seats. My daughter and I are in and out of that place, $120 maybe.
Damn.
And then we get a good food. None of this crappy hot dogs. We're over here eating, seafood, shrimp linguine. We're over here eating good at a Saints game.
Yeah, you know what? This guy right here, hand over fist. Jerry World, cool, but had to look at their Jumbotron the whole time, even with good seats. He's not lying, man, because you're so high up in the cavern that is Jerry World. It's hard to see the field.
It is.
So you're looking at the Jumbotron.
Matt reaching out and saying, one time went to the Cowboys game, I got charged $40 for a double Crown and Coke. I stopped being a fan after that. What they did was they got you by the ankles, and they flipped you on over and took every dollar. They just shook it out until every dollar came out of your pockets.
You can buy you a $20 beer at Jerry World, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like that everywhere. I don't think Cowboy fans realize that. You go to a game to go see the Texans play. You go to a game to go see the Saints play. It's not like that. You're not paying $100 for parking or $150. You're not paying $100 for standing room only. You're not paying $250 to sit your ass down just to look at a Jumbotron. They only do that to you, Cowboy fan. The only other place that might be like that might be SoFi in California.
Oh, they have a nice stadium.
They have a nice stadium. And then maybe Vegas.
Yeah.
Vegas might rip you off a little bit too. But you go to places like where the Eagles play. You may make fun of them all you want. But that facility, Lincoln Financial Field, is very user-friendly. And there's something to be said about an outdoor stadium like Lincoln Financial Field or MetLife where the Giants play compared to this dome that doesn't give you a home field advantage at all. The Cowboys play. Do you know when the Cowboys have a home field advantage? When they play at Arizona, when they play in LA, that is home field advantage for them. When they play at Jerry World, it's a neutral site, man.
The only thing that they have going for them there is the freaking sunlight that comes in through those damn windows.
That's the stupidest
shitty
thing
design,
ever.
dude. It's a shitty design.
It's purposeful, dude. You can't tell me that they built a $1 billion facility not knowing that crap was going to happen.
Jerry can go ahead and take care of that, man, but he don't want to.
No, they built that thinking that there would be an advantage somehow.
Yeah.
And it's not an advantage. It's a stupidity is what it is. I mean, you can lose a coin toss. and have that quote unquote advantage turned on you.
Yeah.
It's like other people can't tell weather. Can't tell when the sun's going to be at a certain point in the sky. It's so stupid. So stupid. Hey, big shout out to one of our sponsors, Cynthia J. Sanchez. My goodness, she is so good at what she does. She is a real estate agent, a realtor for J. Parr Real Estate. 210-273-0748. 210-273-0748. If you're looking for a primary residence, if you're looking for a rental property, looking for a duplex, looking for a condo, want something that you can put your hard-earned money towards and earn some equity, reach out to Cynthia J. Sanchez, 210-273-0748. She is a highly rated realtor in the business for 16 years. Go to realtor.com, look her up, read the reviews. People who have bought from her give her 5 stars across the board when it comes to friendliness, when it comes to the effort put into buying a home, the ease of which buying that home has been. She does a fantastic job, and she put up with my ass because she was my realtor when I bought my last house, and she put up with me and my wife. And she got us into the home that we wanted. That, get this, we were only approved for $320. The house was $346. She did the negotiations. She made it happen and got a very good interest rate on top of it all. She actually has some home builders right now getting about 4.2% to start out, which is better than the 7% that you'll get. Think about that. You go get a pre-owned home. House has been around for 10, 15, 20 years. That might mess up because the pipes are older, hard water, all that crap. Get it at 7 or 8%. You can go get a new build, a brand new home at 4%. You do the math. It might average out.
Yeah.
It might be better for you to go new, even though it's more expensive, quote unquote. You add the interest rate to the whole mix, might not be more than what you would normally pay for a pre-owned home.
Add the amount of repairs too. If you're in an older home.
I mean, think about it. A pre-owned home at $250 compared to a brand new home at $400,000. You add a 7% interest rate to the $250. You add a 4% interest rate to the $400. It's about the same.
Yeah,
it's about the same. Do yourself a favor. Reach out to Cynthia J. Sanchez, J. Parr Real Estate, 210-273-0748. 210-273-0748. Chris Leha reaching out saying, Jimenez, we got to take a trip to NOLA to go check out the Saints. Damn straight. Now, I am planning on watching the Saints play the Houston Texans this year in Houston because James Pledger's favorite team is the Texans. My favorite team is the Saints. They're taking on each other. Pledger and I will both be drunk watching this game, but one of us will be a happy drunk. One of us will be a sad drunk.
I never hung out with the drunk Pledger. I need to go ahead and hang out with you and Pledger when he's had a few.
Oh, dude, I love Pledger.
He's fun,
I saw him this past Saturday. And gonna be honest with you, with Pledger, I like the one-on-one with Pledger, or a small group of Pledger. I don't like to share him. I don't know how to say this. Pledge, if you're listening right now, I don't like to share you. We went to go hang out this past Saturday with Ryan Eagle and Ryan Eagle's wife and Minix and Minix's wife, and Katie Barber from My SA was there with her fiance, and Pledger's roommate was there, Becky, and all of that stuff. And I'm there going, but I want Pledge to myself. He's my boy. He's my boy. Tim Gonzalez on YouTube asking the question, I wonder how much tickets will cost when Wemby and the Spurs travel on the road this upcoming season. It's going to be whatever the normal cost is times 3, because that's what it is for us here as Spurs fans.
Yeah, it's going to be expensive to go to a Spurs game this upcoming season. If you have not gotten your season tickets, you're kind of out of luck, man.
Now, this is a great segue because speaking of the Spurs, we refer to the stadium as the AT&T Center, but not no more.
No.
The reports are that later on in the next couple of months, before the season starts, that we'll be saying goodbye to the AT&T Center and hello to the Frost Bank Center. Multiple reports out saying that both sides, Frost Bank and the Spurs, are working out final details of the naming rights. I loved what Don Harris from News 4 San Antonio tweeted yesterday, where he said, keep in mind, Frost Bank has a storied history with the Spurs. That Frost Bank was instrumental in the city of San Antonio being able to bring the Dallas Chaparrals to San Antonio in 1972.
They're the ones that gave us the loan.
Exactly. And it was very instrumental in making that happen. And the Chaparrals became the Spurs, and we celebrated the 50-year anniversary this past year over at the Alamo Dome. And again, Frostbank was part of that whole process. Now, if they are going to become the naming rights entity for the arena, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
I like the name Frostbank Center. I do. But here's the thing. When I heard Frostbank Center, first thing that came to mind was Matthew McConaughey's character in How to Lose a Man in 10 Days. Frost yourself. What do women love? They love the frost. Talking about diamonds, right? Frost yourself. Dude, I can picture Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 telling people to frost themselves. Because again, what does it mean? It doesn't mean the F-bomb.
Yeah.
It means bling out.
Yeah.
It means to be money bags. It means to wear jewelry. Go frost yourself.
Yeah, just like that with the top hat and the stacks of cash, man.
Exactly. What we don't see on the hand, though, are those rings. It's got to have some diamond rings there. Not a wedding band or anything
now
like
that you bring that up, we can make that happen.
We can?
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice. I mean, I'm sure he has a diamond that's like a ring pop, same size, carat size. But no, the Frostbank Center sounds good. It sounds good. But speaking of how to lose a guy in 10 days, speaking of that, I asked a question on Twitter. It's a very basic question, but it had to be asked. Fellas, what is an acceptable chick flick? As in, your wife puts it on, your girlfriend puts it on. It's a Netflix night. She's choosing. She wants to watch a chick flick. Which one are you accepting of? How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, by the way, is top tier when it comes to that.
Yeah, that movie was pretty funny, dude. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, Kate Hudson was amazing in that movie.
She was smoking hot, dude.
She was. She's a 6 seed.
Oh,
it's a 6 seed. Okay. She was amazing in that. The whole thing about her being a basketball fan, they were Latrell Sprewell and Knicks fans in that movie. Great movie. The premise was fun. The acting was fun. It was in that wheelhouse of Matthew McConaughey before he got all serious.
Yeah.
And became Mr. Dallas Buyers Club and started winning awards. This was more along the lines of the evolution. Think about the evolution of Matthew McConaughey from Dazed and Confused, all right, all the way over to being the leading man in various movies. Once The Wedding Planner was one with Jennifer Lopez, which is a trash movie. Massimo, the stupidest character of all time. But How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, I could watch all the time. So let me ask you this question, Joe. Give me an acceptable chick flick to you.
Well, there's one that I watch. It's only because my daughter, my baby girl, she grew up watching this movie all the time. Every time it came out, even when she was a little girl, she'd always watch it. She wanted me to watch it with her. 50 First Dates. I can't even tell you how much I've seen this film. Mm-hmm. And every time it comes out on TV, my daughter, baby girl, she'll be like, Dad. I'm like, oh, man. There was one day she made me sit down on the sofa, and I had to watch this movie like 3 times in a row.
Okay, so my wife loves that movie, and she'll put it on from time to time. I can't make my way through it. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it's bad. I'm just not like vested into it somehow.
Yeah.
I just kind of like, I'm indifferent towards it. Is there any other movies that you watch that are chick flick-ish?
Yeah, there is. It's kind of funny too. I like Fever Pitch, man, with Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, that's with that guy from SNL.
Jimmy Fallon. That movie is low-key funny, dude. Because these guys, they're a group of guys, right? And they wind up pitching in to get Boston Red Sox season tickets. Because it's like a tradition, these are really good seats. But the banter that goes on with these guys is pretty funny, man. And then Drew Barrymore and Jimmy Fallon are on a date, sitting down in those seats, and she gets hit on the head with the ball. It's pretty funny. I like that one. And the other one I would say would probably be The Breakup. The Breakup is low-key funny too.
That is a good one. That is a good one. Chris Gonzalez says 27 dresses. My man, that is way deep into chick flick territory. Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs asking the question, is Something About Mary considered a chick flick? No, it's not. It's a romantic comedy, but it's not a chick flick. Okay, because there are more dude characters in there. By the way, some great lines in that movie. Great
Dude,
lines in that movie.
that one scene with the dog that had me laughing, dude. I was like crying in the theater
Yeah,
where he gave the dog the sleeping pills and he just like KO'd, died. And he had
yeah.
to go ahead and hit him with the wires from the lamp.
Ben Stiller getting his junk stuck in the zipper.
Oh yeah, and then
Ridiculous.
What was it, that thing in the hair?
Yeah. Oh yeah. She thought it was gel.
Yeah.
Gross. Robert Quintero asking the question, failure to launch. I mean, says it's a solid one. I haven't seen that movie, but I know the poster. Here's one, 13 going on 30. Mario Cavazos was asking that question. That one is disturbing.
Is it?
Because she's 13 in a 30-year-old's body. Hanky Panky goes on. Isn't she 13?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Charlie Hernandez saying Pitch Perfect. My man. Love that movie. Where was Pitch Perfect filmed? LSU. Mario Cavazos reaching out and saying, This is 40. This is 40 is a funny movie. Paul Rudd in that movie is so great. So great in that movie.
Look at that hitch with Kevin James and Will Smith.
See, is it a chick flick if Kevin James and Will Smith are the two starring people? It's just a romantic comedy. There you go. Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs, Ken's 5. Hit the nail on the head. Asking the question, is Just Friends a chick flick movie? It is most definitely a chick flick movie. That is with Anna Faris is in that movie. Ryan Reynolds is in that movie. Amy Smart, who, by the way, I've always had a crush on Amy Smart.
Yeah, she's pretty hot.
Ever since Varsity Blues. She's in that movie. Just Friends is a great, great movie. We have someone reached out to us, Christopher Lehouse, saying, my wife plays Bridesmaids and The Devil's Wears Prada, and I'll watch them. Do those count? Devil Wear Prada is a chick flick. The Bridesmaids, though, I suppose it's a chick flick.
It's like the female version of The Hangover.
It is.
Yeah.
But I will say this, though. And people are going to come after me on this. Bridesmaids is better than The Hangover.
Oh, man. Another hot take, dude.
It is. It's not a hot take. Bridesmaids is an amazing comedy. I would say that Bridesmaids is probably one of the top 3 comedies in the past 20 years. The Hangover's good. In fact, The Hangover's great. But Bridesmaids is top tier comedy. Maya Rudolph. I mean, she's amazing in that movie. Gonna get crap about that, but I don't care. Jonathan C saying Mean Girls is the GOAT. Dude, I saw Mean Girls again. Probably see that movie 300 times because I have teenage kids, right? And that's what they like to watch. And my little girl likes the music. Not the music. I'm thinking about Pitch Perfect. Mean Girls is the one with Lindsay Lohan. I watched that recently because my wife loves the whole line of, I want my pink shirt back. The last song with Miley Cyrus, according to Ace. Dude, we're getting deep into this. Tim Gonzalez saying Just Friends is an excellent movie.
Dude,
I love that movie.
Oh, bro.
What's that?
Chris Gonzalez. He's digging deep.
Steel Magnolias, my man.
I'm surprised nobody said Beaches, man. I'm like, bro, I'm done with you,
Did you ever
man.
know that you're my hero?
Like, hell no. Not only no, but hell no.
Eric Salinas reaches out on Twitter, says, how to lose a guy in 10 days. Great minds think alike. Underdog rather says Destination Wedding. Eric reaches out and says, You've Got Mail. Trey reaches out and says, Hitch. Mike, Bridesmaid. Called Bridesmaids an all-time hilarious comedy. I'm not the only one who thinks that's an all-time. No, it's not funny.
It's funny.
It is all-time funny.
I like the scene where they were all crappy and they got sick and they ran to the bathroom. Don't turn away.
And Maya Rudolph is walking across the street trying to find a restroom, and she just starts kneeling and she squats in the middle of the street, in the middle of traffic. So great. Oh, Josh reaches out with a great one. Legally Blonde.
Oh man.
Oh,
what was her name? Elle?
Yeah, right? Elle Woods. Reese
there
Witherspoon. Jesus says Hot Chicks, Mean Girls, High School Musical 2. Ooh, Brandon Medina, host of our show, The Fantasy Gods, beginning this Sunday. Crazy Stupid Love.
Damn.
That is top tier.
Man, some of these guys be watching some real chick flicks, dude.
Well, have you seen that movie?
I don't think I've seen that movie.
Dude, Crazy Stupid Love with Ryan Gosling,
Oh no, I think I have. I probably watched it on and off, but I
Yeah.
haven't. I don't think I finished it.
Emma Stone, I think,
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
is is in the movie. That is a great movie. Steve Carell. Um, what a great movie that was. What a great movie. Others are saying How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. It seems like a lot of us realize that that's a good movie because I think that Matthew McConaughey makes it manly enough for us to get through it all. Justin, Love and Basketball. There's an interesting one.
No.
Zoe coming out and saying Dirty Dancing. Wow.
Which one are you talking about? The original, the OG, or that stupid remake?
No, yeah, I know. And not talking about Lambada either.
No, man.
We went deep into the segment.
Look
man.
at this one. Grease is a chick flick. Manteca.
Manteca Lightning. My goodness.
Can you imagine? We need to do that one time. Just watch it, watching Grease dubbed in Spanish. How funny would that be? Especially when they're singing and everything.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to see that.
Jeff Garcia has to ask us the question: is Delta Force with Chuck Norris a chick flick?
Bro.
No, but thank you for bringing up Chuck Norris, because Chuck Norris jokes make me and my daughter Gabby laugh so hard. She doesn't even know who Chuck Norris is.
She's just laughing.
Because, the whole thing about, like, my favorite Chuck Norris joke is something to the effect of, when Chuck Norris works out, he doesn't do push-ups. He doesn't lift himself off the ground when doing push-ups. He pushes the earth away from him. Something to that effect.
Hey, but Delta Force low-key is underrated as fuck.
You know what? I might need to do a review on that one,
Yeah.
because I've never seen it
That's
before.
one of the great action movies from back in the day.
Mario, great one. Poetic Justice.
Oh, yeah.
Janet Jackson was meh in that movie, but Tupac was pretty good.
No, he was, dude.
Tupac was very good in that movie. All right, man. Hey, Chris Leha with the from way downtown, Delta Force is underrated. I will do that movie review probably next week then. We'll make that happen because I've never seen it.
Look at this, man. The boogeyman checks his closet for Chuck Norris.
Hey,
you know who had some great Chuck Norris jokes? Freaking Hutch, man. From Mike Taylor, dude.
Yeah.
Hutch could, man, he has some great Chuck Norris jokes, dude. I remember one time we're sitting up in the crow's nest because we're helping, I think it was Dylan at the time, do the San Antonio Athenians soccer live stream. And me and Hutch are just in the crow's nest there, just drinking. And he's just telling me Chuck Norris jokes, and we're getting hammered, dude. Shit was funny as hell, man.
Now, Leha reaches out and says, you better be careful, Mike. You talk down on Delta Force, I'll bury you in concrete. That concrete coming from MCS General Contracting. That's right. Chris Leha is part of that group. More than 30-plus years of experience combined in concrete placement. Dude, we had our good friend JJ Garena on last week, and he was talking about what it takes when it comes to commercial real estate. He says the most important thing about commercial real estate, not only the building, but the parking lot. And MCS General Contracting can make that happen for you. They can do the slab for your home. They can do the slab for your business. They can put together the sidewalks. They can put together the parking lot, driveways, concrete patio extensions, lots of different things that they can do with concrete. MCS strives to be the best in the business. Again, are they the cheapest? No. But they're the best value for high quality work. That's the thing. You get what you pay for in life, and they're going to do honest pricing for high quality work. Again, house foundations, driveways, patio decks, and again, those parking lots, those foundations, and concrete placement services. Chris Leha, a big part of that group. 210-774-9155. Again, 210-774-9155. I've already told Chris Leha that I'm going to go to one of their construction sites. I'm going to brave the 105-degree heat for the 10 minutes it takes to go outside and shoot a commercial. I will do that for them. Okay?
You're going to put some Viagra in the concrete? You would do something like that, too. That's a funny part about it.
The concrete hardens just like the Viagra would. They're the Viagra of concrete placement in the sense that they work hard and they're the best known. MCS General Contracting, 210-774-9155. So we've taken this show into the direction of Feminine Town, and I wasn't trying to. But it was the fact that Frost Bank is doing the whole, naming rights of the center, AT&T Center. No more. It's gonna be Frost Bank Center, and they'll go frost yourself.
Hey, I like that. That should be a catchphrase.
I like it. Go frost yourself. But let me ask you this. The one person that our listeners hate that I bring up is Taylor Swift.
Oh, man.
Can we bring her up one more time? Just for 2 minutes. Because I explained to you the story about Taylor Swift, that she was going to have a performance in Santa Clara, California. And Taylor Swift decided to give a bonus to her truck driver. She has more than 50 truck drivers that go out there and drive all of her stuff because it's a massive production. 50 truck drivers. She gave them all a $100,000 bonus check.
That's insane, dude.
The amount of money that this woman makes on this tour, it's over she clears over $3 million a show.
Man, she's making billions.
She will become a billionaire this year.
Yeah.
But think about that, $100,000 to each of the truck drivers. Sorry, man, you can't hate this woman. You just can't. And that is your Taylor Swift moment here.
You know what? I'm going to show that picture over too. I just found it right here. And there it is. And it says Taylor Swift gives $100,000 bonuses to ERES Tour truckers, totaling $5 million for 50 truckers.
Yep, have fun. Man. Have fun.
Well, you know what? The show wouldn't happen without these guys touring with her.
Right.
Taking all the equipment.
But $100,000
all over the place.
But $100,000. I mean, if she had given them $10,000 checks, they would have been happy. Imagine being married to one of these truckers. Babe, T Swift gave us $100,000.
Man, that's the first thing I would never do. I would never tell my wife I had that much money.
Joe Gonzalez reaching out to us on YouTube. Again, if you subscribe to us on YouTube, don't forget, hit the like button and subscribe. T Swizzy is a bad MFer is what she says. Dude, okay, first of all, we've been talking about the seating. Taylor Swift is hot. She is. I'm not going to hear any crap that says that she's not.
Man, I saw a picture I wanted to post for Thirst Trap Thursday, man.
She's not a 1 seed.
No.
Not a 3 seed, not a 5 seed, but she makes the tournament. She might be a Cinderella story. She's probably one of those 12 seeds that could beat a 5. That's Taylor Swift. Dude, we're going to do that, aren't we? We're going to do brackets. Is that what we're doing?
We're going to have to, man. It's going to have to be like almost like the Final Four, you know? How they do their Sweet 16. They're going to have the tourney and all that.
Yeah, we're going to do the reveal.
Yeah, man.
We're going to do the reveal. Now, let's have some rules when it comes to this, because I was talking to James Pledger from San Antonio Sports Star about this, and he brought up the name Emily Ratajkowski. She's beautiful. Okay, she is a model. She was in the Blurred Lines video back in the day with Robin Thicke.
I remember
and Pharrell.
Her. Yeah.
Okay, does she count? Because if you're a model, do you count? Because I think if we're going to do this whole March Madness thing in September, or maybe we start doing it in August.
I don't know, man.
Can you count a model? That is their job.
It's their job,
like Kate Upton. That is her job. Now, Kate Upton of now compared to what she was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, she was before. Kate Upton walked so Paige Spiranac could run. Okay, Kate Upton was Paige Spiranac before Paige Spiranac. But that's her job, is to look good. I'm thinking about just saying no to those people who are just models. Bar Raffaelli and all of that crap. No.
Yeah, I think
somebody who has a talent.
I think it should just be like celebrities, and maybe like celebrities, and you can go ahead and include singers, performers in that genre, as long with actresses, should I say.
Singers, actors.
Actresses.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we'll have to do. We'll have to keep it in that genre.
Yeah, I mean, how do you compare Emily Ratajkowski to BB Rexa?
Hey, man.
That's
your girl.
You leave it up
That's
to
your
me,
girl.
Bro. She's like your Mount Rushmore,
bro.
huh?
If you leave it up to me, I'm gonna be putting some thick ones in there, dude. Some 2 C's,
Oh, I mean, and it's so funny because like you've seen all of these women over the years who've been like, you got to lose weight, Dude, Sir Mix-a-Lot knew it back in 1989, 1990. He knew it with Baby Got Back.
He knew about Netflix and chill back then.
Yeah, he knew that guys like thick girls. I would say that 8 out of 10 people listening that are guys listening to the show don't want a skinny girl.
You would you say built for comfort or built for speed?
Yeah, women like boats. Built for comfort or built for speed.
Jeff wants him one built for speed.
I know. He wants to just skim through the water. No, man. Now, I'm not saying I want a pontoon. But, something nice and cushy, for the smushy. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Well, something to lay your head on.
Exactly. It's like, how do you cuddle with a bag of bones? How do you do that?
A bag of bones ain't gonna keep you warm in the winter, bro.
And there's sometimes when you have like remember like some people who have like are very, 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 very skinny and like body wise, they don't do it for you, but maybe facially they do. I remember back in the 90s, let's get some nostalgia in this. There was a singer named Fiona Apple.
I remember her.
Dude, okay, so Google image Fiona Apple criminal.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, that was a kind of a naughty video back in the day. But like physically, that is not something that I would like. But I remember when this song came out, she was like 20 and I was like 22. I remember seeing Fiona Apple thinking to myself, that is a beautiful face. She's weird.
I think she was unique. Let's put it like
Let's
that.
show her. Do you have a photo of her by any chance?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pull one up right now.
I mean, that whole song, I've been a bad, bad girl.
And she don't look the same no more, bro.
So no. I mean, I'm sure she looks like she got hit by a bag full of nickels. But, I mean, I just remember watching her going, that does it for me.
Hey, look, dude, there's a picture here, man. I'll show you this one.
All right, let's see. Do you remember this? Do you remember this? Oh, Fiona Apple.
There she is.
Just face-wise.
She kind of reminds me a little bit about like the Olsen twins. She's got that look, man.
Yeah, I didn't do the Olsen twins. Never did it for me.
I'm
talking about
man,
adults.
never, man.
Olsen twins, the ones that are like in their 30s and 40s. They never did it for me. But for some reason, Fiona Apple, back in the mid to late 90s, did it for me. Not physically, but just facially, did it for me. What about like Sheryl Crow? Okay, so Sheryl Crow, who by the way has been making news these days, recently nominated into or she got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Sheryl Crow in one photo would look amazing, and in the next photo would look awful. So bizarre. So bizarre. We're getting lots of comments in about Taylor Swift right now. Asking the question about there was one asking the question, how do the truck drivers explain to their wives that they got a sugar mama? Dude, I don't think their wives care. 100 grand is 100 grand, man. 100 G's is 100 G's. I don't care what anybody says.
Man, you know what? I was looking at this one girl from back in the day, dude, looking at pictures, and because you were talking about Fiona Apple.
Yeah.
Man, there is this one girl. She used to come out in this show back in, like, I think it was the late 90s. It was called Erie, Indiana. She used to play the sister of the main character, the brother. She was always so hot, man. Her name was Julie Condra.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, dude. She's got to be on the list somewhere, man.
I mean, come on, dude. Do people know who she is?
They probably do. She came out in a lot of movies back then.
Okay, but are we doing a historic draft? Are we doing, Kelly Kapowski from Saved by the Bell?
Hey, now that's something.
Well,
we should have little brackets, maybe 90s, 2000s.
Okay, because I mean, she's part of the 2000s also, because Tiffany Amber Tyson was also in 90210.
Hey, that 90210 version of her, that did it for me, man.
Okay, so now I see where we're going here. So we got to have. Oh, I got it. I now know what we're gonna call it. After Taylor Swift, it's called the Eras Tour. Okay, it's called the Eras Thirst.
Man,
the Eras Thirst Tour. Okay,
there you go.
We'll have a 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and today, 16 in each bracket. So as opposed to trying to figure out 64 people from today,
Yeah.
and we'll make sure that BB Rexa is there.
Yeah, she better be, man.
That's your girl, baby.
Her and Hillary Duff, man.
Locked on Spurs, Ken's 5. Jeff Garcia saying Minka Kelly is number 1 at some point.
I bet you she's a girl, skinny girl, man.
Yes, dude. We have come to the conclusion that Jeff Garcia from Locked on Spurs and Ken's 5 likes women who could use a Cheerio as a belt. Minka Kelly is beautiful. A 10 from the neck up. But she's also 85 pounds. Chris Leha saying that Hillary Duff is really named Hillary.
Man, if he saw that picture, he'd know why.
Yeah. You know, it kind of reminded me of Stewie from Family Guy. Mama, mommy, 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 mama, 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 mama. What? Hi. Oh my goodness. Again, we're all over the place. We're on YouTube. If you are on the YouTube stream, please like and subscribe, and please share that this show is going on, because we have had so much fun here in the first 6 weeks. To think that we're knocking on the door of 600 subscribers is pretty cool. We were, as of 48 hours ago, about 400 hours short of monetizing this. We're probably going to be 300 hours short when it refreshes again. That's very cool, man. That is very cool. This journey is going to keep going. We've got the Fantasy Gods that begins on Sunday with Brandon Medina. I'll be part of the show. You'll be part of the show, but I'm going to let Brandon run it, man. That is Brandon's baby.
Yeah, that is his baby.
And I love the fact that when we were putting together a graphic for it all, he put down in there established 2020.
Yeah.
To signify that Brandon and I did this show for 2 seasons prior to all of this.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're able to bring this in. You know, another thing that we're doing right now, just to kind of like let people know, we're trying to see if we could put more content onto the platform.
The network.
And the network. And we have people that we're having conversations with who have their own individual podcasts that might be able to piggyback off of what we've created over here. And it serves 2 purposes. It can create their own fan base, but they can also piggyback off of what we do. And we want this to be specific. We're in talks with a couple of people right now. Actually, 3 people, now that I think about it, about doing some sort of content here. One's going to be Dallas Cowboys oriented, kind of a reaction to Cowboys after every single game. And I don't want it to be 24 hours old. I want it to be like instant reaction to the Cowboys. Taking a look at things like UTSA football. I need somebody for UTSA football who's going to be dedicated to UTSA football and going to report on it and want to build a podcast around UTSA. I was having a conversation with somebody this morning, just going over the fact about how wonderful it is for UTSA football to have gone from an infancy, to the Sun Belt, to Conference USA, now to the AAC. It is big league, man. We've got a big league team, and they're playing SEC schools now. They got Tennessee coming up. Yeah, they got LSU coming up.
Some big names.
They got some big names, man.
And it's amazing how much money these teams pay each other just for the opportunity to play against one another. That's some big money being thrown around.
UTSA's football schedule this year, by the year, I mean, they start off with Houston. Then they've got a game at the Dome against Texas State. Army, September 23rd, they're on the road taking on Tennessee. I had my friend Alex, reach out to me yesterday asking if I wanted to go to that game out there in Knoxville. I'm looking forward to that. And then you see these AAC competitors come by, like Temple and East Carolina, Florida Atlantic, and UAB, and all of these different schools. Now, some of them we've seen before, like we've seen North Texas, because they are joining us in the AAC. But you have Rice and South Florida and Tulane. That's going to be a big game, November 25th. I think that's on the road in New Orleans.
Yeah,
that's going to be fun, man. Spend some Thanksgiving in New Orleans. That would be great.
You get you some fried gator.
That's right. But I'm super excited about that. But UTSA Roadrunner football is getting to be big league. Future seasons, though, I know that they have Texas on their roster right now, roster of games. Looking at this right now, 2024, they've got Texas State, UT, and they've got HCU. 2025, UTSA has Texas State and Texas A&M. 2026, Texas Longhorns and Texas State. 2027, LSU, UNLV. 2028, at Texas, then home against Air Force. And then they have other games against Army and Air Force in future years along the way. That is very, very cool. That is very, very cool. I'm looking forward to UTSA football this year. But they get going in just over a month, man.
Yeah.
This show
crazy.
is going to get bigger because people are going to get more excited about UTSA football playing. You know, these shows are going to write themselves about the Cowboys.
MLB
playoffs. Spurs starting the preseason. Then the regular season starts in mid-October.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun ride, man. Be a fun ride. If you want to be part of the show, you can always sponsor the show as well. We can go into a partnership as well. Thank you to our sponsors. We've talked about Serenity Manor, the event center out there in Old Town Helotes, MCS Concrete Placement, General Contracting. They are a proud sponsor of this show as well. Again, if you need a slab or you need a driveway extension, if you need a parking lot done, if you're a business, MCS does a fantastic job. And of course, Cynthia J. Sanchez from J. Parr Real Estate. You need to buy a home. You need to sell a home. She does both. You know, hook her up, hook us up with that as well. And then again, don't forget our good friend. I'll be on Locked On Spurs tonight for tomorrow's show. And follow Jeff Garcia, Jeff G Spurs Zone on Twitter. He's also on Threads as well. Locked On Spurs is also available on podcast format on Spotify and other places. And also visually, you can catch them on YouTube just like us. Spread the word. Let people know that we exist, because I always find listeners of my old radio show who will bump into me at HEB, bump into me at Walgreens and say, hey, I miss your show. And I tell them we are on still. Nothing changed. We're just doing this on a podcast format. Let people know. And again, if you want to sponsor us in a roundabout way, show your support by buying us a beer. QR code right there. buymeacoffee.com/acquired taste. You can tip like $5, for example. One beer equals $5. It's your way of saying thank you to us for what we do. And really, we're going to reinvest these dollars into this company. Reinvest these dollars into the technology, because we're now on Spotify. We're now on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, different ways to catch this show. There's no excuse for missing the show. None. If you want to watch it, great. You miss watching it, you're driving around, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart app. No excuse for missing the show. Thank you so much for all of our supporters, all of our sponsors. Hope everyone has an amazing day. It's Tuesday, baby.
Tuesday already.
We're already almost to the halfway point of the week. It's been fun. See you guys tomorrow.